2018 Chevrolet Equinox diesel first test, Rich and Dorp. Testing Chevy's diesel-controlled hybrid. When we tried the 2018 Chevrolet Equinox a year ago with its base 1.5-liter gas turbo 4, we left away with blended sentiments. The motor was great, however the transmission every now and again needed to get to the most astounding rigging, showing you out of the turbo 4's power band. Presently, we have another 2018 Equinox, this one controlled by a 1.6-liter turbodiesel i4. We tried the new Equinox diesel to discover how much the additional torque truly enhances the driving knowledge. The 2018 Chevrolet Equinox diesel, which wears a TD identification on its liftgate, shares the same 1.6-liter turbodiesel i4 with the Cruze TD and the GMC Terrain diesel, which implies you have 137 horsepower and 240 pounds-to-foot of torque on tap. Like the Terrain, the Equinox TD accompanies a 6-speed programmed transmission rather than the 9-speed in the Cruze TD. At the track, the 2018 Equinox TD hit 60 miles per hour in 9.0 seconds level and finished the quarter mile in 16.9 seconds at 81 miles per hour, which is on the slower side of the fragment. Street test editorial manager Chris Walton noticed that with footing control crippled, it's anything but difficult to turn the front tires. Putting the auto taking all things together wheel drive mode, in any case, backs it off. Walton preferred that the transmission upshifts easily and that the begin-stop framework is shockingly unpretentious in this application. Preventing from 60 miles per hour took 124 feet, and Walton watched that notwithstanding the hard tires, a firm pedal, and foul brakes after 4 passes, the 2018 Equinox TD's braking execution was steady. The Equinox TD completed this figure-8 course in 28.0 seconds with a 0.59 grams normal and created 0.81 grams of sidelong speeding up on the skid pad. Testing executive and figure-8 master Kim Reynolds noticed that even with all the electronic babysitters off, regardless they're mediating somewhat. Reynolds additionally watched a lot of understeer, which he says can be alleviated by handing over marginally toward the finish of braking. The diesel motor additionally needed power, and the brake pedal felt springy and needed feel. Out in the city of Los Angeles, it turned out to be certain that the 2018 Chevrolet Equinox diesel was tuned fundamentally for comfort since its suspension assimilates defects well and keeps the lodge socialized. The 17-inch amalgam haggles with tall sidewalls help, too, dispatching sharp knocks and potholes easily. The majority of that solace comes at the cost of taking care of, in any case, as the Equinox TD isn't the most F-minimized hybrid and won't coordinate any semblance of the Honda CR-V and Mazda CX-5 when the street begins contorting. Despite the fact that it feels secure through turns, the Equinox TD is more joyful cruising on a long extent of interstate or on city streets. Like the Cruze TD we as of late tried, the Equinox TD's 240 pounds-to-foot of torque make leaving movement and getting behind slopes not an issue. You do need to manage a touch of turbo slap, and there is some torque steer in front drive mode that is most obvious when you venture on it from a stop. The 6-speed program isn't as baffling in this application on the grounds that the liberal measure of torque enables the gearbox to remain in higher riggings yet at the same time gives you the vital passing force. Nonetheless, as different applications, this transmission is as yet miserly with downshifts, and it will take a couple of moments to give you one after you've covered your foot into the quickening agent pedal. You'd expect that the 2018 Equinox TD to have brilliant efficiency and you'd be correct. The front drive demonstrate is EPA appraised at 28.39 of a mile per gallon city, parkway, and the all-wheel drive show checks in at 28.38 of a mile per gallon. Amid our testing, the front drive display was put through real MPG's assessments and the outcomes were an amazing 33.1/46.7 miles per gallon, making this oil-consuming family auto a standout amongst the most fuel-productive hybrids we've tried. What about the Equinox TD is smooth and quiet, and is similar to the Cruze TD, there's negligible powertrain vibrations entering the lodge. Tire clamor is kept to a base even on unpleasant surfaces, but since of its square-shaped shape, the Equinox TD experiences a touch of twist commotion at high speeds. Perceivability out of the diesel-controlled 2018 Equinox is fantastic, because of its expansive windows and low beltline. The liberal glass region additionally gives the hybrid's lodge a vaporous feel, making it less claustrophobic. A discretionary all-encompassing sunroof additionally gives the 2018 Chevrolet Equinox TD's inside a feeling of extensive size. You'd imagine that with the expansion of a diesel fumes liquid tank that the 2018 Equinox TD would have less space, yet the hybrid holds a similar lodge with 29.9 cubic feet of freight space behind the second column that can be extended to 63.5 cubic feet. Those numbers are better than average, however no match for the Toyota RAV4 or the Honda CR-V. Traveler space is like the gas-controlled Equinox with liberal front and back housing, with the last being outstanding, because of its level floor. The front seats feel level, so it may set aside some opportunity to get settled. Accommodation highlights, for example, 60/40 split collapsing back seats that can be collapsed by means of levers in the freight zone and make the 2018 Chevrolet Equinox TD all the more family accommodating. Our test auto was LT trim, one of two that is accessible with a diesel motor, and it accompanied an entire host of highlights including HID headlights, warmed front seats, keyless section, begin, remote begin, raised stopping sensors, path change help, and blind side cautioning with raised cross-activity alarm. Manufacturer quality on our analyzer could have been something more, as there are misaligned boards on the inside stack and entryway boards. There are cushioned surfaces in regions where your arms would fall, however they're encompassed by hard plastic.